Hmm? Ah!
You're listening to the Run for Your Lives podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Pake.
And this is the Run for Your Lives podcast.
This episode, we will be talking about the disaster film Volcano, directed by Mick Jackson and released April 25th, 1997. That's right, we are going back a little bit for this one, and for anyone who's wondering, what made you decide to do Volcano this week? Well, we, even though I think we prefer to do it on air, in quotes, whatever, on the podcast, on an episode, we were just like randomly talking. It was like 2 days ago. We're like, we don't have a movie to do in 2 days. So off air, we decided to spin the wheel, and that's what it told us to do. And we follow the eternally wise and omniscient words of the wheel. We do its bidding, no matter what. The wheel knows all.
Yes. And so the wheel decided we were going to do Volcano. And this is one that Pake had never seen.
I know.
But I have seen it enough for both of us.
It's one that, when we did Dante's Peak back in the day, I remember, before rewatching that, like I had to go back and realize, because I had them confused. Because I was like, one of these movies traumatized me as a kid, but I don't remember which one it was. And then as like digging into it, I was like, oh, it was definitely Dante's Peak. And so we covered that. But I hadn't seen this one yet.
You know that was episode 9, Pake?
Man, really was that long ago. And that early that we did that, yeah.
And I think, wasn't Mark on with us for that one?
He was.
Yeah. Such a long time ago. About 5 years ago we covered Dante's Peak. This movie I've watched a bunch of times, but there are parts of it that I don't rewatch. I usually skip because I don't like it. It makes me either sad or it bothers me. So I'm like, nope, okay, we're not watching that part again. Not that. Okay, skip to the next part because I don't want to deal with that. Nope, not happening. So here are production notes for Volcano. It was filmed in Los Angeles and San Bernardino, California. The tagline on the posters for this one, "The coast is toast," which is crazy.
Yeah.
Mick Jackson is known mostly for directing this 1984 BBC apocalyptic war drama called Threads, which I've seen. It is not for the faint of heart. Incredibly rough. And he also directed The Bodyguard. However, Volcano kind of destroyed things for him.
Sent his career up in flames.
Yes.
Melted it all away.
Uh-huh. It was part of the disaster wars because we've had movies, we've talked about it before with Armageddon and Deep Impact, which came out roughly the same time. This was another situation where Dante's Peak was released on February 7th, 1997. Volcano followed 2.5 months later at the end of April. The budget was $90 million. It grossed $122.8 million worldwide, which is not really successful. I mean, it made back its money, but I think they expected a lot more. It was expected to be a blockbuster.
It busted up some blocks in this movie. They did.
They definitely did. 104 minutes long. Pake, give us a synopsis.
Right, this one is full action-packed and has a lot of deep, deep information for you. So here we go.
Okay.
A volcano erupts in downtown Los Angeles, and a city official and a seismologist try to stop its inevitable flow through the city.
Yes, that would be correct.
I guess it'd been even funnier if it was just a volcano erupts in Los Angeles, and then that was the end.
Well, you could have put that.
Yeah, should have. You should have.
I mean,
then I did give some more information. That sounds correct. That sounds like the movie I just watched.
Yes, and it was a movie that you watched.
Mm-hmm. And as I'm sitting here watching scenes of all these things on fire and them trying to stop the spread of the fire, I'm also like, when I pause to take notes and then I just happen to jump over to Facebook because I have a problem with doing that. Mm-hmm. And I'm start scrolling through Facebook, and here in my city right now, an industrial like fire started up, and like a whole like industrial complex blew up, and there's fire and smoke everywhere downtown. And it's like, well, that's fun to look at. Okay, cool.
Well, that's what everyone wants to be dealing with. It's like if I'm watching Day After Tomorrow in the middle of a blizzard and it's minus 15 degrees.
Oh, because when I was remotely recording our podcast, and I think the night we did Twister, the original Twister,
yeah,
I drove home in a super windy like storm that was coming in after recording. Things like that happen sometimes. It's fun.
Yeah, I often forget that when we started Run for Your Lives, you did record not where you're recording now. Like, you went somewhere else every week to record. And because you were doing 2 podcasts a week at that time, you were doing a lot of driving.
Mm-hmm.
But then you figured out how to make it work at home, so...
I did.
That works out much better than driving all over trying to do this podcast. It's more fun when you can just go into your super secret office.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a movie.
That's true. That is a factual statement.
I'm glad that we're covering it, though, because I've watched it so many times, and I almost didn't watch it again. I almost thought, you know what? I want to test the theory that I've seen this enough times to not have to watch it again. However, I would not pass up an opportunity to watch this, and watching it through a podcaster's lens is always different than when you're looking at it through being a regular viewer and just enjoying a movie. So, it's interesting, though. I have to say that they offered these roles, or people were in contention to play Mike Rourke, who Tommy Lee Jones brought to life. Like Bill Pullman, Ed Harris, Bruce Willis, like, were all names thrown around. And Gillian Anderson was actually in the running to be Amy. So interesting potential casting choices. I thought Anne Heche was good as Amy. I was down with that. And Tommy Lee Jones was great as Mike Rourke. Lots of people in this movie went on to do bigger things. This was, I think, maybe the 6th or 7th role for Don Cheadle. So it was one of his earlier roles.
Yeah. He was great in there. Yeah, just talk about, like, because I mean, they're in my notes, but yeah, just talking about some of the casting. That was fun for me just to, like, see people pop up. Yeah, because Don Cheadle was great. Honestly, he gets his own little, like, character section. I will talk about.
Emmett.
But no, John Carroll Lynch as Stan was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then
he's a great character actor. Yeah. Like, he's been in so many things.
So many good things.
Does such a good job. So, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Really like seeing him. And then even another one that was kind of random, which he ended up being not much of a big character than I thought he might, but Dayton Callie.
Yes!
Showing up. I was like, man, we're just getting a lot of fun faces on this one, aren't we? Okay, cool.
Yep. He was in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And he had a small role on Fear the Walking Dead. But for me, he's Charlie Utter from Deadwood, and will always be Charlie Utter from Deadwood. It's such a role, such a great show. So yeah, John Corbett played a very annoying businessman that I wanted to punch in the face. Richard Schiff had a small role. Keith David, again, I feel like he pops into these movies.
one of my notes, the only note regarding him at all, is just a random note of me going, Officer Keith David shows up, and that's it.
Yes. Yep. It's always good to see him. And he pops up when you're not expecting it.
He does.
So you're just like, oh, Keith David's in this one.
But I always like seeing him. He's always a nice surprise.
Yeah. Gabby Hoffman played his daughter, and she had been in so many films when she was younger. She was in Field of Dreams. She was in Uncle Buck, Sleepless in Seattle. I don't know that she's done a ton as an adult, but she's been in some things. Mm-hmm. Her character, I remember the first time I watched it, I was just kind of like, you're going to annoy me. I know it. But then I ended up really liking her by the end.
Yeah, I feel like there was possibly some rewrites or the way that things were edited to change her character up a little bit. Because when I take these notes on first watches on certain things, there's a lot of times that I try to make a guess on like something that's going to happen or like come back. And lately, there's been a lot of cases of me going, and then no. I was like, well, that's going to come back, and then I was wrong. And so my one of those for this movie was that, so Kelly does not handle fear or stress very well. They set her up that she freezes, and she's very shaky, and she doesn't handle that. So that'll come back in a pivotal scene, I assume. And then by the time the movie's over, I add to that note, and it totally does not.
No, she's a different character by the end.
Instead, she's following and chasing down a little boy out into the demolition zone. So very much the exact opposite of what we were set up to think was going to be a big character arc for her. Which then makes me wonder if, like, I don't know if there were some test ideas or, like, they started with it that way and then we're like, actually, she's unbearable that way. We have to turn her into, like, a heroic figure. I don't know.
I mean, she was a normal teenage girl. Mm-hmm. And right up until there's a point that they end up having to separate. And then after that, it's when things start to shift, and I'm kind of like, okay.
Right, where she's very, very much, don't abandon me, don't leave me, I can't do anything without you. And then, like, we cut to the hospital, and she's, like, babysitting and helping out and doing triage alongside triage light. And she's like, I can handle this, I'm a young adult. And it's like, something happened, all right.
Yep. I'm not sure what happened at that hospital, but something did. So, let's get into it. We'll start with our main character, Mr. Mike Rourke, played by Tommy Lee Jones. He's an Office of Emergency Management director. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to make a joke. And I say this with all respect because I love Tommy Lee Jones, but has he, no matter what decade you watch him in, has he always looked 75?
I think so.
No matter what he's in.
I think so.
When you find out he has a 13-year-old daughter in this movie, you're like, okay. Daughter, not granddaughter. Okay.
Right. It makes me wonder how old he was. I mean, he would have been almost 50 when he played this part, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Let's see.
But I'm just like trying to think, it's like, I don't think I've ever seen a picture or any footage of a young Tommy Lee Jones. I think he's always looked like a very old man anytime I've seen him, ever.
Oh my God. No offense, Tommy Lee Jones.
No, I love him. He's great. But I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah. He does look older. Well, he is, as I said, he's an OEM manager. He is dedicated to his job, but he has some time to spend with his daughter. And so you think, okay, he's going to hang out with his daughter. He's one of those people that can't let go of the work. And thankfully didn't let go of the work, because Lord knows what would have happened if he had.
Yeah. But it's definitely a little character arc for him of this, like, when you first see him is, you see like him and his wife are separated, and so he only has his daughter for a week, and he's trying to like take care of her. And then this like first initial like little like earthquake happens, and it's 4.9, like it's enough to where it's like, yeah, it's a little, that happens all the time in California, where it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, you just continue on with your day, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like, he's looking for an excuse to, no, I need to go to work. It's a disaster. I gotta. And she's like, you're supposed to stay here with me. Again, like you said, it's a good thing that he does because he's very needed in a lot of ways. But then I do like cutting to, the ultimate arc of then there's still all this aftermath of this volcano that's happened. And the chief is like, well, now we need you to go here and here and here. And he's like, no, I'm on vacation.
I think I've earned it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did just demo a huge $100 million building. It's now on its side, and but I saved the world, so you can take care of it now, Emmett, and I'm going on vacation.
Yeah. Which Emmett I did like. I don't have a little like note section for him, but Don Cheadle's character was great. I like his arc of kind of stepping up into that role, because you see even then when like Mike is using this as an excuse to just like go into work, and you see like he wasn't needed there for that first initial thing. Like Emmett's got it covered and under control. Like he's fine
and looking very comfortable.
Yeah,
at Mike's desk.
Mm-hmm. I want it to be my desk someday.
Yep, sure. Are you sure? I had to wonder if he really still wants that after all of this madness. We see this initial thing, and he goes to check out while he's there for that first day. Then we get the pipeline problem where there's a couple of workers that die down there from these initial like lava like bubble ups. Yes.
And so we see them trying to figure out what's going on, and he's dealing with Stan from Metro, and then Dayton Callie's character. And like I was like, man, these city departments do not play nice with each other at all, do they? They like know each other very well, but they also do everything they can to like undercut each other at every second. They're like, nope, this is a you problem. Nope, this is you problem. No, I'm.
All they do is fight. Like they just argue and blame each other for everything. And Mike just wants to figure out what's going on. He wants to, like, close down a part of the subway tunnel until they can figure out what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they don't want to, and all I do is go back to Jaws and the mayor. It's like nobody wants to do anything when it comes to taking responsibility for something.
Yeah.
They don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to close anything down. And I get that as someone who used to commute an hour each way to work. Nobody wants to be dealing with some sort of a hindrance to that. But I'd like to be alive, so I'd rather someone take it seriously.
Yeah.
And he seems to be the one that wants to do that. No one else wants to do it. They just all wash their hands of it.
So he takes it under his own volition that him and Gator are going to go down there and check it out. And yeah, it's steamy down there, which is kind of what they're going with. There's a lot more heat than just steam down there they got to deal with.
Yeah.
And then that's what you're saying. Mike is getting concerned because the metro, this train runs right next to that pipeline. So it's like, if we're having dangerous things that are killing people right here, then your train is right on the other side of this wall. Hey, should maybe make sure we know what's going on before we just continue business as usual.
Yeah, definitely. It's not an uncommon issue that we uncover when we're discussing these movies, because there's always some issue when an imminent ecological threat, we come across this so often in disaster movies. Like there's always this threat and no one wants to listen, but there's always one person that does and takes it seriously and saves the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mike was that person, but he did have help. He did have a group of people that worked with him on this. He knew at least the questions that need to be asked.
Yeah. Although he still also plays the flip side of it a little bit. We'll talk about Amy, Dr. Barnes, a little bit later.
Yeah.
But when the lava and volcano kind of theory first comes up, that's even enough for him to scoff at it and walk away.
Yep.
Like, yeah, sure. And it's like, oh no, don't be the guy that we don't want in this movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mike, the things that struck me about him is, okay, that the Chief Sindelar, who's always trying to reach him, and he's always making him mad. Like, Sindelar is always mad that Mike's on his vacation. He can't reach him. Like, it drives him crazy. But Mike Rourke also likes to help people. Like, he wants to help people.
Yeah.
And he's also the type of person that's not going to run for the hills and hide when something is staring him in the face. He can only fight what he can see, and that's something he says to Amy later. He does seem to want to tackle whatever is going on head on. He doesn't want to hide from it. And this is the situation he's in, is he can't just run home to take care of his daughter when he knows something seriously wrong is happening and is threatening his city.
Yeah. So it's after that second earthquake that is much bigger, that like that close together, you realize, oh no, something is actually really wrong, to where he's like, yeah, I'm not leaving you home with some babysitter who watches like yoga video or does try to do yoga stuff. It's like, no, you're going to come with me. And yeah, as they're on their way for him to go into the office, they get distracted, held up a little bit. The street needed to let off a little steam. And it still ended up getting pretty heated at the end. I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
Just a lot of lava. And then
lava.
That whole situation with that, which was cool. The fire truck getting hit by the rock was very dramatic. But then nowhere as dramatic as what that leads to, because then you get, all these major characters in the same place, so we can crank up the intensity. We get that whole situation with, because at first it's just like the steam, like some things are catching on fire, and there's like these like lava rocks that are popping up, or what is
lava bombs.
Lava bombs is what she
lava bombs.
It's fun. Yeah. But then we get that. I love that moment. It does like really. There are some very good, intense moments in this movie. Like the moment where the guy's screaming on the phone, like, "I can't hear you. It's all this," and then it's just silence.
Yes, I love the sound on that. I thought it was so well done. And then
before the storm, because then it blows. There's lava and destruction and daring rescues and deaths. We had like the true heroics from the firefighter who went into the truck to try to help the other guy. Unfortunately, both die in there, and then the movie diabolically shows the melting fireman figurine in that moment. Like, that is a moment that I skip. Like, I can't watch it again. It makes me so sad because he's trying to save his friend, and they both die, and it just makes me sad. I just can't. I skip that part every time. Yeah.
I just over the part where the lava. Yeah. I do. I can't help it. It's just something I do.
Yeah, all the just insanity that's going on there. And within that, we get Kelly getting like the burn on her leg. So Mike chooses to let her go with Dr. Calder, take her to the hospital so he can stay as like OEM to help out the situation.
And when we get to it, I have notes on Dr. Calder because there are things
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So with his daughter out of the way, but taken care of, somewhere safe for now, he can focus on what needs to be done. And then, wait, here's my master plan. We're going to take all this effort. We're going to move this bus over here and flip it over. And then it will stop the lava for an entire 4 seconds at most. But what it will also do is form a great obstacle that's going to trap me and this homeless guy and the scientist.
It was actually what trapped them, I think, was when they put the blockade up and made the cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got trapped, and you think that they're falling into the lava, but it drops them onto the ground. Because you don't know that it's come across. Yeah.
Yeah, they're swinging them across the whole thing. And then, the hose! The hose is on fire. Get that man some water, cause his legs are gonna burn.
Yes, that is the new rap Pake is going to release. That is going to be released on the album.
Yes. And then we cut over to Kelly real quick, and now the babysitter, now the babysitted has become the babysitter.
Babysitter, yep. Oh, man.
Yeah, a lot of intense stuff. And then it's, I think this one might be a shorter one, because it's like, yeah, it's a lot of things happen, but it's all just kind of quick pace. There's a lot of running around and lava, destruction, But then we get like this big plan, like you mentioned after that, like then this cul-de-sac idea of getting these barricades in. And I was like, it's a disaster movie that is about the heroics of city workers. And I can get behind that.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
Honestly, yes. It's city workers, firefighters. It's people that I think we sometimes forget are out there doing their job every day. And it's a very complicated and difficult job sometimes. And then it amps up to this.
Yeah. Because the scene with the helicopters arriving to dump tons of water, all while the fire hoses are being used simultaneously, like, I gotta say, it's pretty epic.
Yes, but the CGI of the helicopters first coming in was not great. And some of the CGI with the lava was not great.
It's 97. You gotta give it
It did not hold up.
It is what it is.
It is. It's, it's the earlier days, I think, of CGI, and that's when it really didn't hold up. Like, it's not going to, because they were really testing.
Yeah. But then they get it stopped, or so he thinks, until Dr. Barnes, Amy goes back down into a tunnel. I'm like, you just stop. You in tunnels. It's never a good thing. I don't know why you keep it.
Just ask Rachel. Oh, wait, you can ask Rachel.
No. She would have loved this.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have loved it. Would she have loved watching the destruction?
I know, that line is weird. Again, I'm jumping ahead to my notes on Amy, but yeah. You would have loved this, Rachel. I was like, oh, because everyone knows the thing about Rachel is she loved destruction and death.
Yep.
That was her favorite thing. Why is... Because this, that you say she would have loved, is actively the reason she died. So would she? Would she?
I don't think she'd be celebrating the thing that took her out. So no, I don't believe that she would be.
Weird line.
Yeah, it was very strange. Did you notice there were all these reporters all the time, like reporting on different parts of things? A lot of them are actual reporters who played themselves.
Yeah, they're all like Los Angeles area news anchors and
they pulled them in and gave them a little bit. Cool. Yeah.
So they think they've got it stopped with that, and then they realize, nope, it's still flowing quite heavily underground and headed towards the hospital. Because of course it is.
The hospital, Cedars-Sinai, where Mike has been sending the injured all night. And they're triaging in the parking lot because where it's gonna blow. And there's no room inside the hospital anymore because it's full of people from injuries during the earthquake or burns or smoke inhalation, like all of these things, and lava bombs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lava there's no room.
It sounds delicious. Sounds like something I want to eat.
I'm picturing it being a chocolate cake with like a raspberry or something filling inside. With like a drizzle of some sort of drizzle. Mm-hmm. Yes, I like it.
It's like a chocolate lava cake that when you cut it open, it like all comes out.
Yes.
And like a mix between that and like some kind of like truffle or something.
Yes.
Like a lava bomb.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think amazing. That you need to go to Lemon Yellow and tell them about this idea so they can bring it to life. Because I think they could do it.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, Mike, you got to stop telling your daughter that the place that she's going to is the safest place she can be, only for it to end up being the exact epicenter of disaster. I mean, twice in 24 hours is a terrible record for that.
It just gets worse and worse.
When they're in the car, she's like, do I have to go with you? And it's like, there's nowhere safer you can be. And then the street explodes. And then he's like, stay in the car while I go deal with this. There's nowhere safer than right here in the car. So actually it was 3 times. Because then while she's in the car, the lava starts creeping up on the car. And then go to the hospital. You'll be safe at the hospital. Oh, everything's going to the hospital.
I'm glad she got out of the car and looked and paid attention to what was going on. Her dad was getting into the fire truck trying to get the guy out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is all very stressful.
When it becomes a thing where every place you tell her to stay because it's safe becomes the most unsafe place it possibly can be.
Well, all she wanted to do was go to the Beverly Center, and she did it, but it wasn't a very safe place.
No. So yeah, with this heading towards that is some high-level movie stakes. It's like only like an action movie, disaster movie can do, where you can really just lay out those perfectly high stakes. So the lava flow's headed directly for the hospital that's overflowing with people, especially the children that we've just shown you to garner more sympathy and worry from the viewer. And we've got to do quick demolition and construction just in time to reroute the lava towards the ocean and save lives. I'm like, yeah, nice. And then Dr. Barnes uses that pesky science to ruin that. It's like, nope, that's not going to work.
Nope, that plan is not going to work.
So then, like the bus that we saw earlier, we need something to divert the flow around and away from the hospital. I don't know, how about a giant fancy new apartment building with no interiors finished yet? That sounds like the perfect option. Takes days to plan that kind of precision demolition. We got 20 minutes. I love it. Set a speed record.
Well, and it happens to be owned by a really arrogant fuckwit.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that too.
Like, I feel bad for Dr. Calder a little bit. Because it was going to be her, like, dream home, the suite, like the...
But was it?
Big major... yeah. Because then the whole movement, he's like, and then you're going to work at this hospital instead of Sinai, and then...
I want you treating tennis elbow, not gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, after meeting Norman Calder, you're like, oh, I'm kind of happy that the apartment building got leveled, because that guy sucks. I'm glad all his dreams got flushed away.
Evidently, there was a scene that was written where he was in the penthouse when it came down.
Okay. And they decided he didn't suck that bad.
Yeah. They didn't ever film it, because they didn't want to cheapen the sacrifice of the police officer and Gator, who died in the basement, like, because Gator didn't leave the guy that was trapped.
Yeah.
They didn't want to cheapen those deaths, so they decided to not do it. But evidently he was supposed to be on the phone with his wife fighting.
Instead, they just had him show up at the hospital and just be a dick to her for a minute.
Yes, and we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Definitely going to talk about it.
Something. Yeah, we didn't get they didn't take the time to kill off people who were shitty. Because I thought about the other character that kind of fits that, aside from Norman, is a racist cop. So we see him getting in the face of this one guy earlier, and then
Kevin. Okay, so Kevin is the guy who came to get help for his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
We see him earlier when there's just like having like a scuffle, just in the beginning of the movie, where they're just showing, welcome to Los Angeles. Everything's happening. The city is a character within itself, and it really was, because we see all these different people that make it up. They pick up like the protests over the subway lines, and the hospital is all busy, and the earthquake is shattering empty bottles. And
you're not going to like the name of the officer. It's Terry.
Oh, not all Terrys can be good. Not all Terrys can be good. Yeah, because we see him like being a dick to Kevin anyway. And then so when Kevin's showing up and like talking to the firefighters and being like, hey, my street right over there, all these houses are burning and nobody's over there. Can we get some help? And then here comes racist cop. Right back at it. It's just like, you're trying to like arrest him for you're assaulting him or bothering him. And it's like, no. And so then I have to be like, okay, can I make a request? Can the lava have a moment to just cook up some extra crispy bacon real quick? Just a light snack. It's a growing boiling mass of expanding molten rock. Just it needs a little snack, but...
Well, Terry's partner was a decent person. Like,
He kind of flip-flopped. I wasn't sure, because at first when Terry was just called Officer Racist, is just, like, handcuffing Kevin and stuff.
He let him do it. Yeah, he let him do it.
At first he's questioning, he's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And I was like, oh, he's taking it up on his side. And then later on, he goes over there, uncuff him, and be like, get out of here, you're in our way, we're tired of dealing with you. And it's like, oh, so now whose side are you? You both suck.
Yeah. But I feel like he wasn't in his face being horrendous like Terry.
Yeah.
He uncuffed him to let him go back to his house. Like, he just had had enough. Because Kevin was winding them up.
Well, yeah, I would too in that situation.
Yes, as I would too. And I found it humorous, some of the shit that he was saying to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was irritated and frustrated that they wouldn't come and help his neighborhood.
Yeah. But he realizes that this is helping his neighborhood too if it stops it from spreading. And so I love that moment of them taking the handcuffs off of him and then him turning around and having this moment of like helping lift the barricades. And he sticks around, and then before he leaves on the fire truck, him and the other officer like shake hands, and then Officer Racist. And then I honestly though, like, it didn't really bother me, I guess. Because I was like, we can't take the fiction too far. We don't want to exaggerate the limits of possibility. Because it was super realistic, honestly.
Yes.
Like, yeah. You get this moment of solitude between the cops and the guy that's being mistreated and profiled. Because there's this life or death volcano-related danger going on. But then when they're done with that and the danger is gone, racist cop's going to continue to still be racist. Because that's how life works.
Yeah. I like that it didn't just make it all happy, let's have a hug and hug it out. Let's be real. This is how it is. It's sad to see that
he shakes the one cop's hand and then looks at the other guy, and he like straight up just like turns his head from him, like ignores him, like, okay, your use is done. Go away now. Leave me. And then the other officer looks, you're a good man, Terry. And I'm like, no, he's not.
No, he's not.
Don't lie to him.
No. Don't stroke his ego. I think watching that part, it just made me a little sad that things just don't seem to have gotten better since the time that this movie was filmed.
Yeah.
It's disappointing to think that people haven't grown more than they were then.
Yep. But again, I was like, yeah, it's like frustrating in a way. It's like the perfect movie outcome. You want to be like, and then because of love for their city and they got together and their differences are squashed and they are now best friends. No, that's not how life works. And it was more realistic to be like, and the racist guy continued to be a racist.
Yes.
That's who he is.
Exactly.
Tangent. Okay. So yeah, we see everything that's going on. Back to Kelly, because she's been babysitting and that's really all we get from her until Tommy goes wandering off. You can always count on a little boy to go wandering off and create a huge issue in a situation in a movie. That's just what they're supposed to do. That's their role in a lot of movies. There's a tiny little boy. What do we need him to do? Oh, wander off and create a big problem for other people.
Yes.
They're so good at that. That's what they do best.
Yeah, it's what they do.
But it was what that led to, because I do think it was very well written, even though it does create some sadder and tougher to watch moments in the movie. But the whole movie, you get this running theme of people making heroic sacrifices to save people or attempt to save people.
Yes.
And it always ends very badly for the hero in question.
Yes.
Every single time. The firefighter that goes into the truck for his friend, they both die. We get Stan. We'll talk more about Stan, but he saves the train conductor, but he dies. He sacrificed himself. Gator trying to get the other guy out.
Yeah.
And then realizing he can't get him out there, and they both have to sacrifice themselves to make sure that the charges go off in time. So you're seeing people making heroic decisions, and it never works out for them. They will die in that sacrifice. And
they know it. Yeah. Like visibly seeing the emotion on their faces, knowing that they were going to have to give it up, especially Gator and the police. The cop, after the cop gets trapped, Gator tries to get him out. He wouldn't leave him. I feel like there's this no man left behind thing that also was going through this movie.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to leave someone behind. And there's this moment that Gator has to tell them that it's clear.
Yeah.
And he does that. But the moment before he does it, the look on his face and the policeman's face, realizing what they're going to have to do. And then after, the emotion on the cop's face when he realizes this is it. Mm-hmm. My life is over. And in a movie like this, it's a blockbuster, like, disaster film. You get these little moments that you might have not realized were going to be there.
Yeah.
The heroics of people. And again, not leaving someone behind. Stan was not going to leave the train conductor behind, even though they told him to leave him and jump off.
Yeah.
Stan didn't do it. And the firefighter who got into the truck knowing he probably would not make it out because the lava was there. I mean, this is heroics. It didn't work out well, but they weren't going to leave someone behind. And I wish in humanity we had more of that. Mm-hmm. Feeling like fighting for each other and trying to save each other or uplift or help each other. That would be a wonderful thing. Yeah.
And then I think thematically, just it's great writing for this movie because that has been the norm. That has been the expectation throughout this whole movie is it will not work out good for the person trying to do this. Mm-hmm. And that leads up to the charges are going off. Mike sees Tommy walk out and then Kelly walking out behind him. And he's trying to yell at these guys that are setting off these charges and it's too loud and they can't hear him. And he just has to take off running to try to save both of them as the charges are going off and the building's coming down. It sets up this kind of expectation of like, we've seen how this has gone the whole movie. You still kind of assume, well, this will be the one time it pays off, and it does. But it still, it sets that apart where you're like, here's how it's been going the whole movie. So either it's going to continue to go that way or it's going to make the payoff of finally, like heroic action, the person still being okay in the end, hit just that much harder because you've been handed loss after loss after loss the whole movie.
I feel like with Mike, his character, you see from the beginning of this movie that he was a hero. Like, he was trying to save people the whole time. He was thinking about the bigger picture beyond himself pretty much the whole movie. Mm-hmm. It killed me when he was trying to explain to them about building the cul-de-sac and no one was getting it, and he had to actually turn the paper over and start drawing it.
Here's my plan. That's a penis. No.
No. He had to keep, like, he had to, like, draw it out and keep reiterating it because nobody was listening. They just weren't getting it. Once they did, they they're dealing with lava at this point. Okay. We've got a volcano in the La Brea tar pits, okay? Yeah. Who had that on their bingo card for 1997?
I'd like to visit the La Brea tar pits sometime. It seems really fun. Not in this movie, but in real life, I think I'd enjoy it.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a fun, like, adventure. Mm-hmm. Like, LA has, I think, a lot to offer. It's huge. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there'd be a lot of fun things to see, especially like where they filmed scenes from movies, because a lot of stuff gets filmed in LA. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so here at the end we get, the flow diversion plan works beautifully. The Rourkes and Tommy are alive and well. And then we get Tommy, this little kid, accidentally making the most profound statement of the whole movie. Summing it all up with just in an innocent way a kid does. No, it's like, which one's your mom? He goes, well, in times of dire circumstance that forces us to work together for our survival, we are all the same. We are all one human race. No, actually, he just says, they all look the same. But it's kind of the same sentiment, really.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that was not lost on me.
Yeah. So we saved the city. Time to take that vacation.
I'm glad that he finally did take that vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was yelling at him about the vacation. His ex-wife was yelling at him. Cindelar was yelling at him. Emmett didn't think he needed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he appreciated that he was in. Everyone wanted him to go on vacation. Okay, he's going. Mm-hmm. If I were him, I would take 2 weeks instead of 1.
Yeah.
Take some time. He's owed that now.
And that's the movie. And then we get a Randy Newman track to kick off the credits. This really was the 90s.
Uh-huh. It was. This is a 90s movie for sure.
Yeah, it starts and I was like, that's Randy Newman. That's a voice that's immediately recognizable. You can't mistake that one.
Nope. Not at all. So let's move on to Amy notes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ready.
Yeah, Amy or Dr. Barnes. She was cool when we first see her. I mean, like, Rachel's gonna have to give the speech to the people, and she's not ready for it. And then Amy just like waltzes in, like, you weren't gonna let her do it. It's like, I got this. Immediately takes control of the room. So you see, she's just like very self-sure and confident, and she knows what she's about. So she's like really cool. She's the smart scientist who immediately I was like, and I bet nobody's gonna listen to her until it's too late because
they never
I've seen these movies enough. Mike might be the only one who could listen because he knows something is off until her and Rachel mention the volcano theory. And then even that, because classic disaster movie, he's like, yeah, right.
Well, I mean, Mike's the one who asked for a geologist. Like, he wants someone who understands what's going on to be able to advise him in this situation.
Yeah. Once he realizes she was right, then starts taking her word very seriously.
Yeah.
You know, we get Amy and Rachel are going to take a little early morning stroll down into the tunnels themselves, and that was intense because that's where the next big earthquake takes place. We get the huge quakes, the citywide power outage, and R.I.P. Rachel, who would have loved this.
The thing is, if it hadn't had like that weird backdraft type flare and then sucking her down, Amy might have been able to get her pulled up, but
she'd have been roasted. But
yes,
I don't know if it would have helped. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot more because I think I've talked about a lot of the other notes with her. Just again, we get the cul-de-sac plan working with all the water, and they, stop the lava flow, and it's like, yay, we did it. And then she has to go down into that other tunnel and realize what's going on. And, sorry to be a buzzkill and ruin your celebration with science, but the worst is still yet to come.
Yeah, Mike didn't really want to think about it being or not being over. And he had to realize, no, that this is the situation that we're in. It's a shit show.
Yep.
Or a lava show. It's a mess. And so, yeah, she interrupts the party to bring them all down, but it was true. Yes, they won a battle in the war, but they didn't win the war yet. And so she had to bring them back to thinking about the next battle. And that's what she did.
Yeah.
So, Stan.
Yeah, Stan would be the next that I've got some notes about, and then I've talked about a little bit of him. He's the Metro Line guy, the Metro boss. And again, he's kind of, when we first see him, you think he's going to be not a great guy because he's just all very much like, well, my stuff is the most important, and I'm not going to let your worries get in the way of my business. But he does take things along among himself when... so all the trains are reporting fine, except for the one that you were specifically asked to hold off for safety concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. And I like when he's watching the footage of stuff and like seeing like, where is it? Knowing that he was trying to quit smoking through all these ways. He's got the nicotine patch. When you see him.
He's chewing gum.
He's like chewing the nicotine gum at the same time constantly. And it's the little things. I like that because it's like those don't feel necessary for the character. But it all pays off in one tiny little thing where he realizes what's going on, and you just see him nonchalantly just light up a cigarette out of stress. And it's a small thing, but I love that there was build up to make that work, to pay that off, to where it's like, it's a small detail, but it works because there was some character development there.
Well, he's trying to quit. He is. He's chewing gum. But he also didn't chew the gum very long, and then he stuck it under the table. I'm thinking, yep, that is like bazooka gum and some of the other gums that the flavor is there for 2 to 3 minutes, and then it's gone? I don't know if nicotine gum works that way, but I'm assuming the taste maybe got to him and he had to take it out. I don't know.
The train driver, the conductor there for the subway, Ernie from the George Lopez show. Growing up in the 90s, I couldn't avoid that show if I wanted to. It was huge. So, of course, I recognize him immediately.
Yeah, well, he wants to write scripts. Like, that was what was in his book he was reading before he got on the train.
I'm going to say in-universe in this movie, because Stan saved him. He writes the screenplay that eventually becomes the movie of this event in that universe.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
I like that for him.
I go for that. Yeah, Stan was adamant they were going down to find this train.
And props to him for being the boss that he very easily could have been like, put a team together and you guys go down there and deal with it.
Right, no, he went.
But no, he's going to head the search and rescue mission himself, in person, frontlining it. He's leading the pack and making the calls. And that was the moment where I fully respected that character and had to give props to, like, oh no, you're in the trenches with your people and you're taking your position seriously. Yeah.
He was being responsible for that train. And so he goes down, and at first he thinks it's a fire that's further back. And so they're taking their time. They're getting on the train. They're figuring out if people are alive, what's going on. And then his friend or his coworker yells to him to come and look, and he notices that he has a much bigger problem than a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have said, you know what, we can't save these people, we need to go. He didn't. He got up and said, off now. All these people, off the train now.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting them all. We're saving them all. And he goes to look for the conductor. And it was incredibly sad. This is a scene that I also do not watch. I did watch it today, but I don't usually because it's sad to me. Watching him say Hail Mary while his shoes are sticking to the floor because they're melting,
mm-hmm.
as he carries the body of the conductor to the end of the train to escape, and then realizing that he can't.
Mm-hmm.
And his team are telling him to leave the conductor and jump, and he didn't. He threw the conductor's body.
Yeah. He was like, how do I do this? And this is one of those references that's only for you and nobody else listening. He was like, well, I did just watch Claudio throw Darby at All Out, so I know exactly how this goes.
Yep. Yeah. But he has to jump into the lava to do it in order for the body to make it. And unfortunately, Stan dies a horrific death. And so, yes, I usually fast forward through that too. Because it makes me sad, because I felt like you, I feel like Stan starts off as being this egocentric person, but then you see how committed he is to his job. And
mm-hmm.
yes, this is his job, but this is his train, part of his crew, and he wasn't leaving a man behind.
Yeah. Towards us, he's like going down in the lava, like you just salute him. It's just like, thank you for your service and your duty, Stan.
Yep. And so he's gone. One thing that made me sad about this movie, I wish they had time to talk about, or that Mike was aware that Gator died and Stan, because I feel like his connection with those characters, it would have meant something more.
Yeah.
I think to include that. But they wanted to end it on this happy note, and I get it. But I really wish there could have been a way for that to be communicated. I felt that the first time I watched the movie, and I still feel that way now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it maybe 15 times. Because it's one of those movies I'll put on in the background. Like, I don't have to pay attention to it because I know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yep, okay. Send Tommy Lee Jones to the rescue, because this is what we do.
It's a thing you talk about a lot doing, and it's a phenomenon that I can't relate to in any way whatsoever. The idea of throwing a movie on in the background is like, I can't. Who does that? I can't do that. If a movie's on, I'm fully. I can't. Movies can't be in a background for me. I'm either watching it or I'm not. That's like how that works.
Here's the thing. When you've seen a movie as many times as I've seen this one, or Snakes on a Plane,
mm-hmm.
I don't need to pay attention to it. It's just there.
But I have so many other things that I want to pay attention to, so I'll do those instead.
Well, I mean, when I'm editing photos, mm-hmm. or doing house stuff like laundry, I'll throw laundry in. I'm cleaning up my office. It's something that's just on, so I feel, I don't know, like someone's there, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's an ADHD thing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that a lot. Those are two of my go-tos.
I can't do that. But then because I hyper focus on things in different ways, to where if I'm trying to like do something like, which I don't edit photos or stuff, but if I'm like working on a project kind of thing, I have to put my focus in on that. If I'm trying to like have music or a movie or something in the background, it will pull my attention away, and then I can't let two things coexist. My brain works differently than that.
So so what you're saying is, Pake, we have different brains.
Think so.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I can accept that. Okay, can I please talk about Jay Calder? Because I have been dying to talk about her forever. Okay.
Fine.
No, I have to tell you. Okay. So, in the beginning, Jay is working on a patient, basically. And an earthquake hits. Everyone ducks under except her. She's protecting the patient and making sure that the monitor stays plugged in.
Yeah, immediately.
Okay.
She's another one of these people that like puts others above herself and cares.
Yes, and I appreciated that. Also, she knows when the guy comes in that it wasn't steam that burned him,
mm-hmm.
that it was something else. And then, of course, she's on her way to the hospital. But before that, a bookcase falls on her. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that Norman, her husband, does, he does get on top of her to protect her. I was honestly quite shocked, because our first introduction to him is during the coverage of the peaceful protesting about the transit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there yapping about transit from an organization, I guess he's called Sensible Transit Only Please, I guess, was what it said on the screen. But she goes into the hospital because there's been an earthquake and she knows that she's needed.
Yeah.
And of course, she sees a fire truck turn over. Of course, she's going to stop and triage the situation because she takes her care of other people very seriously.
The truck flips over and the guy that was riding on top of it goes launching into the air as if pulled by something kind of ropes.
Contraption.
Yoink.
And she talks to Mike and said, "This is no place for your daughter. Let me take her with me." And then when they're on the way to the hospital, she's got the two firemen there, and she needs Kelly to help her. And she knows just how to talk to her. "I know you're scared. I'm scared too." She gets Kelly to do something that she's not really excited about. She just wants him to pull over and have Jay take care of it. And then later on, Norman, the demanding asshole, is calling her while she's at work in the parking lot, triaging patients, helping people, telling her, demanding that she come home. And she hangs up on him and keeps working on the patients. But my favorite part is when he actually comes down there to demand that she leave. And he gets angry that she's not answering him, and she just basically says, I am answering you. And it's just like, I'm answering you without words. I'm not going to do what you want. Like, this is my commitment. I'm going to take care of these people. I need to be here with them. I need to do this. Can't you see the shit show that we're in? She did not answer him. And at that point, I just clapped my hands and said, bravo, Jay Calder.
Yes.
Unsung hero of Volcano. I mean, she's defibrillating people like right in front of him. He's looking at her and she's like, he's in me fem. She picks the thing and she's going to do it right in front of him. Like, he's not even impressed. I'd be impressed by that. Nope, not impressed at all. He walks off. And that's the last we see of him. I like to think that maybe he did go to his penthouse. And disappear. Bye, bye, bye. Have a nice day, not.
Only other notes I have, just like little things that I wrote down. Little jokes, really, about like some just like the other destruction scenes and stuff. It was like all these people getting set on fire. That's okay, that's fine. But that dog had better get out of that house. The line too far.
Oh my God, Bill, the dog. Oh my gosh, yes. I was so worried the first time, and I know he escapes, but I just can't. And the woman is yelling, Bill, Bill, and I'm just like, oh, I know he makes it, but I get so like tense every time.
Yeah.
And then they show later like the what was it, the animals that were being triaged. The vets were helping them, and the snakes getting wrapped up in gauze. And then this dog, and then there's this pot-bellied pig who was running around calling for his owner. I'm like, what was he calling? The pig was,
Larry, where are you?
I don't remember.
What an impressive pig. That's some pig.
Yeah. I don't know if it was actually calling for his owner, but it was something. It wasn't looking for his owner. It was something that just seemed strange to me that was there. So, like, oh my God, you think this pig can talk?
And then my only other little note was like, nobody knows what to do with this. Nobody knows what to put in front of it. And I was like, well, I can't help you with putting something in front of it. But if childhood taught me anything, what you guys are going to need is couch cushions. Lots of couch cushions, because they float in lava, and you should be able to use them to get around anywhere you need to.
Oh my gosh. Did you put couch cushions on the floor and run around pretending the floor was lava?
Floor is lava.
Okay.
And that's the rule. So you're on the furniture, but if you need to cross the room, you take the cushions off the couch and throw them down on the floor, and then use those as like stepping stones, because those are okay. So that's what I was wondering. I was like, they need more couch cushions, and they could get anywhere they need to get to. They can cross the lava if they need to.
I did that in my bedroom. My bed was like a boat, and I was rescuing all of my stuffed animals from a flood. I never did the lava thing in my bedroom, but I did it with the couch and the couch cushions. So, yeah, I totally get that. Kids, you had to have an imagination. We had to come up with things to do.
I wonder, that's going to be on my docket in 2 weeks from now. To ask. I wonder if kids these days still do floor is lava as much.
I wonder.
I'll have to ask my kiddos that I do the mentor thing.
Yeah.
The next time I go back to the school. I won't. It's weird because as we're recording this, time is different, because as we're recording this, next week is Thanksgiving. So I won't. Yes. By the time you're hearing this, Thanksgiving has come and passed. So either way, but yeah, when I see them next, I'll have to ask. It's like, by the way, floor is lava. Is that a thing you still do? I bet one of my kids that I see this year is more likely to probably be the one that would be still doing that or know about that.
I can picture one of them.
I think one of them would still, for sure.
Agreed. The only other notes I have one about playing rock, paper, scissors at the mall, and, scissors beats paper. Yeah, scissors beats paper. But lava. What stops lava? My dad, I hope, is what Kelly said. And the only other things, okay, so this was nominated for a Razzie Award for Worst Reckless Disregard for Human Life and Public Property. It did not win. That was Con Air that won. Oh my gosh, they nominated my beloved Lost World Jurassic Park. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Should never be put in that. I did find out a little bit about the ash and stuff that we saw. The lava was made from methyl cellulose. It is a thickening agent that's used in fast food milkshakes. Mm-hmm. And the ash was mostly ground up newspaper that they bought from a local movie theater. I'm like, really? Huh.
And they just dropped giant chunks of it in people's hair.
Yep. Yep, it's fun.
It kind of reminded, like, speaking of couch cushions, like the old couch cushions that are just made of that, like, foam chunks.
They're not even that comfortable.
No, but that almost is what it felt like. I was like, is that just shredded, like, cushion foam that's just in their hair and on top of their heads?
Probably. That's what it is.
It's the wrong use of the couch cushions. You're supposed to use those to cross the lava, not put it in your hair, not use it as ash.
No, well, I have two more notes. One, they made a miniaturized part of the city that they built in the San Bernardino airport that they used as, like, the pieces getting destroyed. Mm-hmm. And then the one other funny thing, the two art workers who were moving art out of the museum, who were making comments about Hieronymus Bosch, who was a painter from like 1450 to 1516 was his lifespan. He was a Dutch painter famous for his paintings about the afterlife and apocalyptic visions. Mm-hmm. And so I found that kind of fun how it tied in that way. But yeah, that's it.
All right.
I think we did it.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Yay! What is this? Dora the Explorer now. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
Why was that in my head? Who knows? Get me out of here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Feedback Phone, for getting me out of that. Dora references. We know it's gone too far when I'm singing Dora the Explorer. I gotta answer this. Oh, God. We do have some feedback this week for this one, so we will get into that. Of course, the first piece coming from the one and only Catherine. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Mix it up. Try different stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why you did it that way, but okay.
Just feel it out. Live in the moment. See what feels right. And sometimes doesn't work. Sounds weird. And you know what? It's okay. But yeah, so first one from Catherine. She says, I had so much fun watching this. The special effects were pretty good for the 90s, and I appreciated the inclusion of the injured animals, especially the pig trying to dig out her owner. Kelly's constant freezing while in immediate danger was frustrating. I hope she was going to get a better ending and have something outrageous like Stan throwing the driver over the lava. I wonder how much was scientifically correct. Please tell me lava bombs exist.
I don't know. Do they?
Yes. So yeah, first question, I don't know how accurate all of the science was, but I do know that I did look that up because I looked at this feedback document in advance and looked it up before we started recording. And yeah, lava bombs are extremely real and very real and incredibly deadly and dangerous because they can cover quite some distance away from the point of eruption. So there have been many fatalities of people just like, oh, I'm far enough away from that, and then lava bomb to the head. So yeah, they are very real.
Well, I feel like we learned something. You know, you have to watch it and then run in the direction once it's coming back down. But I think that it was a lava bomb that killed Harry Dalton's wife or fiance in Dante's Peak.
Perhaps.
Because,
it's been so long.
Yeah, it was. It came down through the truck when they were on their way trying to escape. Wow. Next bit of feedback comes from Sam. who says that subway melting scene is burned in my brain forever. Mine too. I still struggle watching it. This movie and Dante's Peak still haunt me. Maybe it's just how my brain works or the writing, but these poor people die horrifically. Boiled alive, burned alive, no thank you. And in 2025, I'm worried about how close to reality it might be in the near future. A volcano is exploding in your area. What do you guys do? We watch for lava bombs.
Yeah.
And we get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That's what we do, I think.
Yeah, I tend to go along with our friend Jerry, who actually wrote in a response to Sam's question there. And he said, listen to the people that know what they're talking about and get the heck out of town.
Yep.
Which I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. But if you want my like personal, like overthinky, more serious answer for me, that'll make you depressed. No, that's a tough one because like immediately it would be like, checking on everybody that I know. And making sure, like, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? How are you? Making sure everybody in the immediate area that I love and care for is taken care of and know what's going on. And then the harder part for me is then being like, well, I'm going to have to accept the fact that my home and all of my belongings might be gone. So then it's like, what all am I able to pack up and take? Because I have way too many action figures and vinyl records and things that, like, all of it will not fit in my car, and that would be the absolute most heart-wrenching part of it, is being like, I need all of my things.
Your record collection?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have a go list. Like, basically, it's a good idea to put together the most important things in a list on your phone so that you can grab them and get the hell out.
Right, and it's like, do I have enough time to prep to get a fucking U-Haul? That's what I need. But then I don't want to leave my car behind, so...
No. You want a trailer that you can hook to your car.
Mm-hmm. Which my car doesn't do that, so...
No, so I don't know. I don't know, Pake. I don't know. It depends on how much time you have. If you have literally 10 minutes to get out, then you just grab... what you can. Ugh, I don't want to think about that.
Nope. Thanks, Sam. No.
Well, if you'd like to submit feedback, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Run For Your Lives Podcast. You can email us at runforyourlivespodcast@gmail.com. You can go to runforyourlivespodcast.com for all the links that you're ever going to need. And if you're enjoying the show, tell your friends. We are available on all the podcast players, including Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And if you're feeling friendly, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, as that's the best way to share the love and get us out there even more. We really would appreciate it.
Absolutely, we do. And of course, speaking of sharing the love, I got to give those shout outs to things going on in the Podcastica universe around us and beyond. A lot of great stuff for you to check out. Of course, my other podcast, Strange Indeed. Me and Rima covering the final season of Stranger Things. And yeah, it's been great. It's still right now, if you're listening to this, I say this so many times, on the day that this episode releases, then still just the first 4 are out. We have covered the first 3, and we will be recording on episode 4 tomorrow. So if you're listening to this on release day, you still have a little bit of time. If you go right now, act now. Watch it, give us your feedback, send stuff in, and we would love to hear from you about episode 4, or even just your thoughts on this whole first volume, or these first 4 episodes. And then we'll be back with you right after Christmas for the next batch. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I am so stoked for the back half. Can you believe we're already halfway through the final season of Stranger Things?
It's crazy.
It's going way too fast.
So fast. Yeah. Also, on The Cast of Us, check out that. The Walking Dead rewatch continues on. Jason and Lucy doing that. And this week they have Becky joining them as a special guest as they are covering Season 5, Episode 8, Coda, which I'm not going to spoil anything for those who might not have watched The Walking Dead, but it's a big one. It's a heavy one. So definitely one of those big episodes that they've been waiting to get to. So definitely check that out on their rewatch if you're checking that along, watching that. Then on Wax Episodic, constantly. That's the podcast where Jason does all the things. He just overworks himself constantly. 2 podcasts right now and a third one rolling back around very soon, as right now him and Sean are covering It, Welcome to Derry, which they only have 1 episode left of that to come around. So that has been wild. That season has been so good and
heartbreaking
at the same time, for sure.
Andy Machete, what are you trying to do to us?
Right. But yeah, so definitely check out their coverage of that. And then he is back with Karen, Podcastica OG, covering Apple TV's Vince Gilligan series Pluribus, which, holy crap, that has been amazing. I'm very, very, very in love with that show right now. And actually, that's another thing I need to watch is the new episode of that tonight as I'm recording this after I watch other things. Why do I have to sleep? I don't want to sleep. There's too many things to watch and do. Don't make me go to bed. And of course, this week's episode a little special as old school fans of Podcastica and Walking Dead stuff. Anyway, you remember some crossovers with the Talking Dead podcast. So Chris and Jason from that will be hanging out and doing that with them this week's episode of Pluribus. So check that out. And then, of course, as I teased, they are getting ready for season 2 of Fallout over on Prime Video, which will be here very soon. December 17th is the premiere of season 2, and they'll be jumping on that and covering that over on Wax Episodic as well. Then the newest Podcastica show, They Did What, covering a lot of documentaries and reality, true crime, and other stuff like that. This week, you can check out their coverage of Long Shot, which is a 2017 Netflix documentary about a man wrongly accused of murder and exonerated via footage from the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. Very interesting.
It is.
Scenario.
Yeah, Pake, it's only 40 minutes. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so definitely, check that out. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
And then Kelsey and Jen are covering that over on They Did What. So then, watch that. Check out their coverage. And as I say, outside of that, of course, our good friends over at Pirate Core Entertainment Podcast Network, always doing some fun stuff. What's On Tonight? They cover a lot of different shows over there. Becky and Mandy covering It, Welcome to Derry as well over there right now. So they've got an interview coming up on that. So good at the interviews and stuff over there. So if you're watching It, Welcome to Derry, then you may be familiar with Kimberly Guerrero, who plays the character of Rose, will be on What's On Tonight, talking about the show and her character and stuff a little bit with an interview. So stay tuned with that. And then The Pit season 2 comes back in January, and they will be covering that as well. They did such a phenomenal job with the first season, so they're ready to jump back into that. So definitely tune in.
They set the bar really high with covering The Pit. I've never watched the show, but I'm going to actually try to watch it before season 2 starts.
And then over on Adrenaline Cinema, they'll be celebrating 100 episodes of podcast over there. Mark and Mandy getting together to cover the new Guillermo del Toro 2025 Frankenstein, which we will probably try to cover again at some time, maybe early next year.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of getting a prediction that it might be in the Oscar season stuff that we do, so we may hold off and wait till then.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear about it, if you want to watch it and hear thoughts about it and send in stuff about that movie right now, then definitely go to Adrenaline Cinema with the Pirate Core Entertainment Network and give them that love right now. Very soon.
Peg, we are like less than 100 days from the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year.
I'm already pre-gaming. I'm already watching stuff now. So trying to get there. And then, of course, our good friends at TV Podcast Industries also doing a lot of great stuff. So right now, what you can check out is Derek and John talking about The Rats, A Witcher Tale. It's a special feature-length episode with series companions from Witcher Season 4. They covered all of that stuff, so then they're doing this little special thing as well. So if you're a Witcher fan, definitely check out that coverage on TV Podcast Industries. If you want more of me and Daphne, then you can check out our other podcast, Buffalo, the Buffalo podcast with our good friends Jeff and Jerry, taking a break from covering movies and TV shows and things like that, and just having a good time hanging out, being buds, playing games, making each other laugh, having a grand old time. It's a good time. It's been just more and more ridiculous each week as it continues on, and I love it. It's been a lot of fun.
It has. You never know what's going to happen because we don't talk to each other about what game is going to be played that night. So we don't know until we're all together and whoever is hosting the game that week explains what we're doing. And so there's no pre-gaming whatsoever. It's just basically, this is what we're doing and good luck.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. But aside from that, you can go check out all of that great stuff. Plenty of really awesome stuff for you to listen to this week. And then when you're done listening to all of that great stuff, you can come back right here next week to Run for Your Lives. We'll have something fresh, fun, and new for you. Daphne, what are we doing next week?
Well, it is relatively new. When Todd and his dog Indy retreat to his grandfather's remote woodland home, it's not long after that Indy discovers a dark presence is stalking them. We are discussing Ben Leonberg's 2025 film, Good Boy. It is his directorial debut. And basically, I guess the only other way to explain it is a horror movie from the perspective of a canine friend.
Yeah. Very interesting. We like to go in with some of the very unique newer movies sometimes that kind of look at things from a different angle on this one, or also just sometimes newer filmmakers and more indie kind of stuff from time to time, and more indie stuff. Haha, didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, it's a fun one, interesting one for sure. So go check that out. I know for a fact it's on Shudder right now, and I think AMC Plus might have it, so you can check that out.
Yeah. Shudder has a lot of the more independent movies, and also the ones with creative concepts that have low budgets but still deliver. And with that, we've reached the end of another fun episode. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm Daphne.
And I'm Pate.
And if you have to run, you better run for your lives.
Bye-bye.